You are currently operating under the assumption that your cholesterol levels are all that matter when it comes to your heart health. But I have a secret that could literally save your life today. If you are watching this, please take a moment right now to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because the information I am about to share is the kind of medical insight that keeps you out of the emergency room and in the driver's seat of your own longevity. Doctors are often so focused on the basic lipid panel that they completely ignore a hidden ticking time bomb that, for many people over the age of 60, is a far more reliable predictor of cardiac events than anything you have seen on your standard lab results. We have all been taught to fear the big numbers, to obsess over the total cholesterol, and to panic if the LDL creeps up by a few points, but the medical establishment is missing the forest of the trees. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what this overlooked biomarker is, why your primary care physician might not be checking it, and what you can do to take immediate action to protect your future. My name is Dr. Harrison Blake, and for the past 15 years, I have dedicated my career to untangling the complex web of cardiovascular health and metabolic aging. My mission has always been to bridge the gap between dense, inaccessible clinical research and practical, everyday actions that my patients can take to reclaim their energy, improve their mental clarity, and extend their quality of life. I have seen thousands of patients walk through my doors feeling tired, anxious, and worried that their blood work is a death sentence, only to realize that with the right data and a few simple, science-backed lifestyle modifications, they can completely rewrite their health story. If you find this breakdown helpful, I would love for you to drop a comment below, letting me know which part of your current health routine you find the most confusing. Your engagement helps me create better content for this community, so please keep those questions coming. The reason most people are walking around with a false sense of security is that we have become obsessed with the wrong metrics. When you step into your doctor's office, you get the standard lipid panel: total cholesterol, LDL, HDL, and triglycerides. These are the classics, the old guard of diagnostic medicine. But here's the hard truth that nobody tells you. Your LDL is like counting the total number of cars on a highway. It tells you that there is traffic, but it tells you absolutely nothing about the nature of those cars. Are they small, lightweight sedans that zip through traffic without incident? Or are they massive, heavy-duty trucks that are slamming into the guardrails and causing pileups? The biomarker that I want you to start asking for is the ApoB. This is the gold standard for assessing the number of artery-clogging particles in your blood. If you have high LDL but your particle count is low, you might be at a much lower risk than someone with a lower LDL but a very high number of these dense, dangerous particles. Most doctors do not order this test routinely, often because they're stuck in outdated protocols. But you have the power to demand better care. To understand why this matters so much after 60, we have to look at how our bodies handle inflammation and vascular integrity as we age. When you are younger, your arteries are supple and elastic, capable of handling a fair amount of stress. But as we cross that 60-year threshold, the cumulative effect of a sedentary lifestyle, processed foods, and chronic stress begins to take its toll. The lining of your arteries, the endothelium, becomes less resilient. Now, imagine those dense, high-count, dangerous particles flowing through your bloodstream. Because there are so many of them, they are constantly bumping against the walls of your arteries. Over time, they penetrate the wall, become oxidized, and trigger an immune response. This is the beginning of plaque buildup. It is not just about the fat in your blood. It is about the physical process of arterial damage. If you only look at your total cholesterol, you are missing the mechanism of the crime. I often speak with patients who come to me exhausted, feeling like they have lost their spark. They tell me they are eating low-fat foods, walking occasionally, and try and manage their stress, but their blood work still looks average, and they still feel terrible. When we dig deeper into their inflammatory markers and their particle counts, we almost always find the culprit. It is usually a combination of high glycemic intake and systemic inflammation that is driving production of those small, dense particles. The beauty of this realization is that it shifts the focus from just trying to lower a fat number to actually lowering your internal damage. You do not just want to lower cholesterol. You want to make your blood vessels healthy again. Let's talk about why your doctor might be resistant to checking this. Many medical systems are built on high-volume, low-time investment models. Following a standard checklist is faster than explaining the nuance of particle size and total particle count. It is not necessarily malicious, but it is certainly inefficient. If you go to your next appointment and you ask for an ApoB test, and your doctor asks why, you can simply tell them that you are interested in a more precise assessment of your cardiovascular risk profile. If they refuse, you have the right to seek a second opinion or to use direct-to-consumer lab services. This is your health, your heart, and your life. You are the CEO of your own body, and you deserve access to the most accurate data available. When we look at the lifestyle factors that trigger these dangerous particles, the biggest enemy is insulin resistance. Even if you are not diabetic, you might be struggling with insulin sensitivity. This is a physiological state where your cells stop listening to the insulin signal, leading your body to store more fat and produce more inflammatory compounds. This directly feeds into the creation of those small, dense particles that we want to avoid. If you want to change your numbers, you have to stabilize your blood sugar. This means cutting out the ultra-processed carbohydrates and sugars that cause massive spikes in your glucose levels. It is not about deprivation. It is about choosing foods that fuel your longevity rather than foods that accelerate your aging. Focus on whole, nutrient-dense foods, colorful vegetables, healthy fats like olive oil and avocado, and high-quality proteins. These are the building blocks of a healthy endothelium. Now, consider the role of movement. We often think of exercise as a way to burn calories, but its true power lies in how it improves your vascular health. When you move your body, you stimulate the production of nitric oxide in your artery walls. Nitric oxide is a potent vasodilator, meaning it helps your arteries relax and stay flexible. This simple, natural biological response is one of the most effective ways to counteract the hardening of the arteries that occurs with age. You do not need to run a marathon. Just 30 minutes of brisk walking every single day can significantly improve your endothelial function. This is not just about your heart. It is about the blood flow to your brain, your muscles, and your skin. Everything improves. Let's address the elephant in the room: anxiety and stress. We live in a world that is designed to keep our nervous systems in a constant state of fight or flight. When you are stressed, your body releases cortisol, and chronic cortisol elevation is a primary driver of metabolic dysfunction. It increases your blood sugar, it fuels inflammation, and it makes it much harder for your body to process fats properly. If you want to optimize your heart health, you must prioritize stress management as much as you prioritize your diet. Whether it is meditation, deep breathing, or simply spending time in nature, you need to find a way to switch your body into the parasympathetic state, the rest and digest mode, where genuine healing can occur. I have seen people in their 70s completely transform their blood work by adopting these principles. It is never too late to start. Your body has an incredible capacity to recover and repair, provided you give it the right environment. By reducing the load of damaging particles, stabilizing your blood sugar through diet, improving your vascular health through movement, and protecting your nervous system from chronic stress, you are essentially creating a firewall against heart disease. This is not magic. This is basic human biology that has been buried under layers of complex, confusing, and often misapplied medical dogma. As we wrap up this discussion, I want you to think about what success looks like for you. Is it having the energy to play with your grandchildren without getting winded? Is it the mental clarity to pursue a new passion or project? Is it simply the peace of mind that comes with knowing you have done everything in your power to stay healthy and vital? By addressing the hidden risks, you are not just preventing a negative outcome. You're actively investing in a more vibrant future. Use this information as a catalyst. Don't let it sit on the shelf. Go get those labs, ask the tough questions, and start making those small, consistent changes that lead to massive results. Remember that health is a journey, not a destination. It is a series of daily choices that compound over time. Every time you choose a salad over a snack, every time you choose a walk over the couch, and every time you choose to educate yourself instead of fearing the worst, you are winning. If you have stuck with me this far, you are already ahead of the curve. You are the kind of person who takes responsibility, and that is exactly the spirit we need to change the narrative around aging and heart health. I am immensely grateful that you spent this time with me today. My goal is to make science-backed health information the new normal, and I cannot do that without your help. If you found this video valuable, please take a moment to share it with someone you care about who might be struggling with these same concerns. A simple share could be the nudge they need to take their health seriously. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a deep dive into the topics that actually matter for your longevity. Write down in the comments one specific action you are going to take this week to improve your cardiovascular health. I personally read as many of your comments as I can, and I am always inspired by your dedication to your own transformation. Thank you for being part of this movement. Thank you for trusting me with your time, and I will see you in the next video where we will continue to break down the barriers between you and your best possible life. Keep moving, stay curious, and prioritize your health because you truly are worth it. Your heart, your brain, and your future self will thank you for the effort you are putting in today. There is no better time than right now to take control of your health destiny. Take that first step and keep moving forward with confidence.